Good morning, everybody. How are you?
Good morning.
Good. Today we're going to continue our journey in multi-step inequalities. We're going to kick it up a notch. We're going to be adding some steps, so we're going to work on that for the first part of the lesson. And then for the second part of our lesson, we're going to practice and coach each other. And we'll move on to applying what we've learned about multi-step inequalities to real life. And so the title of our lesson today, Get the Beats. And I have been so excited. You know, it's the time of year where lots of folks are shopping or at least looking around. And you know, I'm old, so I'm not real techie, but I have found the beats. And I've heard y'all talk about them. And I'm so excited about it because I got a really good bargain on the beets. But here they are. What do you think? I have sliced beets, whole beets, and diced beets. Well, are these are beets? Y'all are always talking about the beets.
Not those kind of beets.
That's not the beets we're talking about?
No.
These are beets. Put a little vinegar and salt and pepper on them. Yes, they're yummy. No? What are y'all talking about? Headphones. Okay, well, maybe we'll try to talk a little bit about that later, but I sure thought I got a good bargain on that. One operation, and we are going to apply our knowledge of multi-step inequalities to our everyday lives. So let's start out with thinking about some stuff. How are multi-step inequalities? These are the things that I want you to be thinking about as we move through our lesson this morning. How are multi-step inequalities different from multi-step equations? How can real-world situations be represented by multi-step inequalities? And how do you represent relationships algebraically? And take out the green sheet because it's now time to talk about the shopping spree. And my shopping spree started with beets. And apparently I was off a little bit with the beet, way off with the beet. I'm going to see if I can redeem myself because there's this dude named Dr. Dre. Can anybody, he's just a Dr. Dre. Is he a physician?
No.
No? What does he do?
He's
a doctor. He raps. He wraps people's arms, puts cast on them.
He's a hip hop artist.
He's hip hop. Oh. Well, what is he hip hop about? Everything's life, right? And that's the other thing we do together in here, right? We do life together. So I can appreciate Dr. Dre, I guess. I thought he was a PhD, but who knew? What about these beats?
Yes.
Is this the one?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I had no idea that these were the beats, but I got a little help from Zach, and he was able to lead me in the right direction. I still wasn't sure about Dr. Dre, but you've given me some new knowledge today, and I'm grateful for that. What we're going to do now is I'm going to talk to you about my shopping spree, and then you're going to get to go on a shopping spree. So I need you to pay close attention so that you know what the expectations are, because Ms. Dunn's going to think out loud for just a couple of minutes, and then you're going to get to work on this on your own. So I've got a weekly income of $100, and that's because, you know, I've been buying lots of pencils and paper and erasers, and so Mr. John has put me on a budget, $100, and I guess I should be grateful for that. And then I have a little bit of savings that he doesn't know about, right? And so it's $500. And once I figured out what your beats were, and the fact that your beats were not my beats, I realized that, oh my goodness, for earphones, $199.99? Oh my goodness. Headphones, not earphones, sorry. My bad. And what I wanted to do, because we are all about our family, the squad, we're going to stick together, I want to treat all of you to a pair of beats. And so there are 18 of us in here. So I took the total, I multiplied times 18, and this is my grand total, $3,599.82. So that's the cost that I'm going to incur. We're not going to talk about taxes today, but we've got tax issues as well. This would be the cost without tax for the beets. So when we're talking about inequalities, we can absolutely apply that to our real life situations, just like it was very easy for us to apply those multi-step equations to real life. So I made a inequality here to figure out how many weeks it would take me to save up to buy you your present, okay? So I had $100 per week, and our keyword per represents what operation?
Multiplication.
Good, multiplication. And then I already had this $500, and when we get back from the holidays, we're going to learn that this $500 is our starting point, okay? So that's going to be our an important issue when we start talking about rates of change next semester. And then I said it was greater than or equal to the amount that I have to save up, which is $3,599.82. So then I went on to do what we've been doing, practicing together, and solved my inequality. I used additive inverse and subtracted 500 from both sides. Then I used multiplicative inverse, and I divided both sides by 100. And realized that W was going to be greater than or equal to 30 and 9,982 10,000ths of a week. Okay? So if we round that up, how many weeks is it going to take me to save up to buy everybody a pair of Beats? 31. Very good. And look, up here, I went ahead and defined my variables. So I said, I want W to equal weeks. Does it matter what variable you use? No, and you get to decide. This was my answer, and so then I have a place on your sheet to graph, and so what you will do is graph your information, and my circle was closed in. Why do we graph inequalities on a number line? What do you think? Why do we graph inequalities on a number line?
It could be greater than or equal to, less than.
How many solutions, Ashley, did you say an inequality can have?
Infinite amount.
An infinite number of solutions. So it's kind of neat to have it on a line so that you can really show visually that there are lots and lots of solutions to this inequality. So what you're going to do right now, underneath your seat, you have a Best Buy flyer. You get to go shopping. You're going to have it. I know it's not a lot of time, but most of you know what you want as soon as you see it. You're going to have 3 minutes to shop. You pick something that you like, but you're going to buy the item for everyone in the class as well. So you're going to bless everyone in the class with the item that you choose. And now you may open your secret envelopes. Open your secret envelopes, everybody. And what is the secret? Somebody tell me.
Money.
Money. What is it, Carlos?
Income tax.
Income tax? No, it's not income tax. What does it say?
Weekly income.
Your weekly income, great. And what else?
Savings total.
Your savings total. So you're going to need that piece of information to write your inequality. If at any point you get stuck with your expectations, y'all coach each other at your groups, but there's also this model up front that you're free to come and reference if you need to, okay? And of course, I'm going to be around to help out. And 3-minute time starts now for your shopping. That's it. Here's model smile. That's the price. That's a nice television there. What's a 4K? I'm gonna come see. What does 4K mean? Does anybody know? Like, I'm just learning what a meter is. That's $1,000. It's a type of television. It's a feature for a television.
I'm done.
What do you got, Carlos?
I'm getting it $9.99.
Okay, so what's gonna happen with your extra money, Carlos?
I want the food.
Huh?
Go to the club.
Okay, all right. Carlos is being strategic with his money.
I don't need that cheese corn.
Oh, you put it down. Good. Graph it.
Oh, like this?
Is this a point or a comma? A point, okay. Yeah, so graph it. And then here's what I want you to do. This is gonna kind of push the limit here. Once you graph it,
About 2 minutes.
decide how many months this represents. How many weeks are in a month? 4. So how would you decide how many months it was gonna take you to save up for everybody to have the item? Very good. By what? And what's this oh, what's the name of those? Those are big popular things now, the activity trackers. What are they called? Oh, that one is an activity tracker, but what's the other one? Is there one on here? Is it Fitbit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's an activity tracker as well. See, I'm learning all kinds of techie stuff.
999
That's it.
times 18.
All right, your time's up for your shopping. I'm very pleased to see that you're doing those calculations. Remember, if you get stuck, phone a friend. You've got coaches at your table as well.
179.
What was this amount? This represents your savings, okay? And this $350 represents your weekly income, and so you define the variable, that multiplication in your savings, which is your starting point. And then what was your, yes, what was your product when you did this multiplication? Oh, you gotta multiply. That's right, look, times 18, right?
All right, time, this time.
That's, that's okay. That was
That's a
easy.
lot of money.
We just didn't write the total here, so try that again. Times 18. That's a little big, huh? Let's look. So it doesn't make sense to you? Let's see. So how much is this amount? $4,859.82. That sounds more reasonable, yeah? All right, so where does that go in your inequality? Because that's the amount that you have to earn before you can buy everyone the Bluetooth, what is this? Bluetooth speakers that your iPhone connects to? All right.
Okay.
Hmm?
That's about 5, 6.
Hmm?
I'll look it up for you.
Yes.
They not that much.
Round that to 3. All right.
This one here.
Now you're gonna start solving it. Anybody else with the graph? So what'd you get here when you did this? Bring this number down. This is the amount that you're gonna spend, the total amount you're gonna spend, all right? And so you're gonna have a negative amount. Why do you think your answer's gonna be negative? Are you spending all your money? You'll have some money here, right? You were one very good problem solver there. You decided you wanted to keep some of that money for you. Yeah, all right. So this is, don't get thrown off by this, okay? You're on the right track, you used your additive inverse. Now bring down what you didn't use. All right, and then this is the math that you need to see. Okay, and so what, there's no decimal here though. So because we're dealing with money. So that's how much you have left? That's how much you're gonna spend? Well, what's this amount then? Right? That can't be how much you have left though. Is it? So do this math again. Try this again. $179.82
And then
minus
cost.
12.
Is it greater than?
$12,250. Not that's $12.50, right? That's okay. Try again.
What you got?
Still got it. Somebody said something.
Take your time.
I'm playing with new bands.
There we go. That's how much you're gonna have left in your pocket. So put that amount down here. Bring down here your multiplication and put this amount down. We're almost finished. Okay, so now if you're multiplying by 200, what's the multiplicative inverse of that? Very good.
It's like both of
Okay, so take care of that math.
How much is the cheese?
I used to put my trade. What's in here? And I go in, rap, I'm trying to get it. I know we did. 14, 10, minus 172. 29.
This is how much? Okay. Okay, well, let's just do the first one. Doing one, pick one. And you're gonna multiply that 1 times 18. Okay? You're gonna, yeah, well, that's kind of what Alvin was thinking, saving some money. So 5 weeks, W has to be greater than or equal to
They ain't going nowhere.
5 weeks. There you go. All right, so I'm seeing folks have wrapped things up. Y'all look, give me your attention right up here. And let's talk about what you came up with. And I'm going to ask for, at this point, some volunteers to share their shopping spree. Samia, why don't you share with us?
Okay. So I got an Insignia Flex 10-inch 32 gigabyte tablet. It costs $129.99, and I multiplied that by 18, and I got $2,339.82. Then I set up my equation.
Bless you.
My weekly income was $400, and my savings total was $1,320. So then in my equation, I put 400 times 8 plus 132. No, I messed it up. 1,320 is less than or equal to $2,339.82. Then I subtracted 1,320 from both sides, and when I subtracted it from the right side, I got $1,019.82. Then I divided it by 400 on both sides, and it would take me 3 weeks to get to my total for the buy the tablets.
Share. Zion's going to share.
Let's go, man.
Go, Zion. What'd you buy, Zion?
About Microsoft 1850 wireless mobile mouse. Cost $9.99.
It was $9.99, and then what did you do?
I multiplied by 18. I got 179.82.
So you're on the savings plan too, like some of these other folks, yes?
Yeah.
Don't have to line your pockets a little bit? Okay, go ahead.
Then I done 700W plus 1,410 greater than or equal to 179.82. Then I subtracted.
That was your savings amount,
Yeah.
okay?
Then I subtracted 1,410 on each side. Then 700 greater than or equal to.
And so how many weeks is it gonna take you to save up, Zion, for the gift?
1.75.
All right, so a little over a week,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're gonna have some money in your pocket?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, did you find anything else you wanna shop for in there?
No.
No, you're gonna keep it, think on it? All right, I love the thinking that was taking place. I love that we were being able to use our new learning to apply it to our everyday lives. And I like the way that you held to the expectations, and I saw coaching again, and those are all great things that we do as a team together. And so what I want you to do right now, this is the second piece of evidence that I'm going to have from you today as evidence of your thinking. So I want you to put that green sheet underneath your seat and your envelopes and your magazines. And we'll get to shop some more as we move forward. When we get back from the holiday, we're actually going to be working with compound inequalities. And instead of having an infinite number of solutions, we're going to put some parameters on those solution sets. And so we will be using the sale papers again once we talk about compound inequalities. Today, we actually have had the chance to kick it up a notch by adding some steps to the inequalities that we were already solving together. And not only did we kick it up a notch in that way, but we did some problem solving with our shopping spree. And so I want to go back to the original things that we were supposed to think about during our lesson. And the first thing that I'm going to ask is, how are those multi-step inequalities different from the multi-step equations? How were they different? How are those inequalities different from the equations? Speak up so we can hear you.
Inequalities have infinite solutions and multi-step equations have one solution.
Very good. So we've got infinite solutions when we're working with inequalities. We've got only one solution when we're working with those equations. How can real-world situations be represented by multi-step inequalities? What do we do today, Zamari? Shopping, Christian, good. So shopping, who can think of some other things that we talked about early on about how we can apply that to our real life situation? We talked about going to Disney World and being able to ride the big rides. But what has to happen before you can ride big rides? You got to be a certain height. So can we apply those inequalities to that situation? Yes. And then y'all very quickly reminded me that you have to be a certain age to get into places. Not around here, but yeah, that was one of the things we talked about. So having to be an age or a certain height would absolutely lend themselves to inequalities. How many of you have cell phones in the house? How many's got the cell phone? How many of you folks have cell phones? Almost all of us, right? Did you know that those programmers that write the programs for those cell phones use inequalities, and all inequalities to program those cell phones? So I thought that was an interesting tidbit, especially since I'm, still learning with the technology, that they actually use those inequalities to write the programs for the cell phones. Are there any thinking strategies that your group used today that you wish that you want to share with the class? Thinking strategies. Zion, what did you decide you were going to do? Did you have any money left over? Quite a bit, right? So you were thinking ahead, right? Having a little nest egg. How many of you decided you were going to have a little nest egg when it was all said and done? All right, there were 4 or 5 of you as I'm walking through. So here's what we're going to do. Third piece of showing your learning today, showing your thinking today. This is evidence of your learning. This is your exit ticket. Remember that when we get back, we're going to be talking about compound inequalities. Tutoring is going to be scheduled on Mondays and Thursdays, and so make a note of that. Start making arrangements with your family so that when we get back from the holiday, we can practice together, do some extra practice together after school if we need to, okay? This is your exit ticket, so you're going to work on that. I'm very pleased with your new learning today. You did a fabulous job supporting and coaching each other, and looking forward to seeing you after the holiday break. Well done, squad.
You welcome,
Squad.